From exam 1, we've got a mean of 78, standard deviation of 6. The question is, what percentage of students earned an A, that is 90% or higher, in the course? So what percentage of students earned an A in the course? Right? So I'm looking for this percentage. I'm looking for the area now associated with 90%. But this isn't 90% anymore after we standardize it. When we standardize it, our mean is going to be here at 0. So I have to figure out what that z-score for 90% is. So it's going to be 90 minus the mean, which is 78, all over sigma, which is 6. Do some calculations here. Oh, of course, we just get 2. Now, plug in our 2 here. That's 2.0, right? It's not rounded. Obviously, we've solved this problem before, but now to use the z-chart, you see how this reads. These z-scores associated on the chart are all going to be positive. And if I see, for example, right here, 0.5239, that means the area from this z-score all the way to the left is 0.5239. So if this area all the way to the left is 0.5239, this area here is 0.5, that means that this must be that 0.0239 for that example. Okay. Similarly, if I'm looking for this shaded region, then I've got my total area under the curve minus 0.5239, and that'll give us that area. So it's not too bad to deal with, but a word of warning, oftentimes it's just that calculation within here that throws students off the most. But first off, for our problem up here, our z-score is 2.0. If we go down here, z equals 2.00. We've got 0.9773. Okay, so the value on the z-chart, this z-chart is 0.9773. There'll be other z-charts that don't include this region. Ours does, of course. But other z-charts won't include this. So for other z-charts, that value of 2.0 will yield 0.4773 instead of 0.9773. Just have to make sure you know what you're looking at with your particular z-chart that you find. Now, this is the area to the left of that z-score, but we're interested in the area to the right. So our answer will be 1 minus 0.9773, or 0.0227. So in answer to the question, 2.27% of students earned an A. Now, one more example. What percent earned a C? We'll define C to be between 70% and 80%, because we can go right up to 80% and still get a C. So now we've got two different z-scores to worry about. If I draw a little normal curve here, I've got my mean at 78, and I see that 80% is going to be to the right, 70% is going to be to the left, and now I'm looking for this longer area. Well, to figure that out, to figure out this area, I'm simply going to take the large one minus the small one. Okay, big one minus little will give us that area. Excuse me. Now all we have to do is find some z-scores. So z equals go from left to right, so 70 minus 78 over 6. So this z-score is going to be negative 4/3 or negative 1.33. And the z-score for the other side is going to be 80 minus 78 or negative 1/3, which is, positive 1/3, which is 0.33. Now it's just a matter of going up here. Again, I've got negative 1.33 and 0.33. So this z-score for the big one, go ahead and change my color here. The z-score for the big one at 0.33. Got 0.33 here, 0.3, and then 3. So here I've got 0.6293. Whoa. Well, let's just do this. 0.6293. And for this one, I'm at negative 1.33. Negative 1.33 will put me right here. But we see that we don't have a negative. We have to deal with that positive. So at 1.33, we get 0.9087. Now, how is this going to help us find what we want, which is a small area? Well, this small area is the same as what's left over here. So all we have to do is take 1 minus 0.9087. And that area is 0.0913. Okay, so 0.0913 right there. Plug it in up here. Now all we have to do a little bit of subtraction. .6293 minus 0.0913, and we get 0.538. Okay. You can always ask yourself, does that answer make sense? And in this context, about half the students got a C. Well, if we treat grades as a bell curve, that makes some sense. Okay, so that's a possible answer. As usual, if you guys have any questions, or gals have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful day.